Welcome to Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started here in just a minute, but first go hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot. Again, my name is Jordan. I am Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started with a celebrity reading with a very requested gentleman by the name of Dusan, Susnjar. I really honestly had no idea that people really wanted to hear his reading. So I just got up and I just was doing some stuff and just noticed that there was definitely a need for a Dusan reading. I mean, and making his thumbnails is a pleasure, honey. So don't mind if I do. Okay, so basically, we're going to go over this once again. I'm just going to do a monthly prediction, kind of finding out some things on Dusan once again. I don't really know if he's married. I don't know if he has a girlfriend. I don't know all of these things. I do believe he has a child. Somebody is insisting that he's married. I don't know though. So again, I just have no idea. But we're going to go over his stuff really quick again, just because this is just what we do. Okay. Alrighty. Dusan Susnjar was born in 1983 for Serbia. 38 years old. He's a Cancer sun sign. Excuse me. What's going on? I took some allergy medicine. I don't know why it hasn't kicked in. Let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't say a whole lot about this guy. But he's really active on Instagram. I do know that. Let's see. He was in a documentary apparently, and he was included in it also. He is married. Oh my God, finally. He is married to Anja, Anja, and they have 2 daughters together. His modeling has allowed him to encounter superstars such as soccer players and such. I don't know what that means. I don't really care. Okay, so we have some sort of a girlfriend, wife. Looks like he has a wife, which is fine with me. That's totally fine. We were just kind of curious as far as this reading goes. Just wasn't able to understand. Okay, so anyway, let's do a current reading on the relationship then. I feel like we should definitely do a current vibe. That's what I'm going to do. Let's do that. Okay. All right. I am going to do a couple oracle cards just to kind of get a little bit of a gist on where we are as far as current energy. And then I bring the oracle cards and I confirm that through tarot card. And they just melt together. They blend together really well. We're going to start 319. Okay. Here we go. So let's just find out the current feelings of the 2 of them. So Anja and Dusan, we're going to get their current energy and whatever the universe is allowing us here. Okay. Just finding out some stuff about the relationship within and around the situation. Apparently they have 2 children together. So, I mean, this is just amazing information to have finally. So here we go. Okay. Okay, so the vibes here thus far in and around this relationship between the 2, or just around it, or one in specific, however it resonates for them. There is some truth or some information, facts within their energy. There is a lacking in the relationship department, only in the friendship area. So the friendship or, the relationship in general, the partnership somehow is lacking in energy. And there's a grievance. Somebody is grieving, whether this is, him or her or both of them or however it resonates. Once again, I'm just feeling like a vibe here. There's definitely some grief, some honesty. Let's find out. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. We're going to confirm through tarot. I'm excited. It's going to be a good reading. I'm so glad I'm getting on this because I literally have had like a handful of people ask for this guy overnight. One of them being Quinn. So shout out to Quinn, one of my subscribers who kind of originally, I think you had requested this person. Either way, thank you, sis. She calls me sis, so I'll call her sis back. Okay, that's a good place to go. All right, we got our 8 of Swords, and that is in reverse. Got our 10 of Wands, that's upright. 4 of Pentacles, reverse. 2 of Pentacles, upright. Okay. Let me see what we have here. So current feelings, darling. Some communication or non-communication, if anything. We're definitely dealing with something as far as like past issues. There could even be some growing issues also. And it's almost like through the tough times, it's like they have been able to bring back some sort of confidence within, you know, any of these hard issues that they might end up going through. There is a little bit of lack of movement or lack of energy or push or incentive in general as far as this relationship is being tended to. Let me sit with this for a minute. Okay, so on his end of things, he is feeling like the connection here is definitely something that he wants. Okay, so it's not an issue for him. There are issues that have not been addressed emotionally, and he feels like that is something that he needs to find balance within. He needs to add to the emotional connection, probably. I'm feeling like there's definitely something intuitive that he's just kind of like knowing this, but when he's thinking about, you know, how he's feeling in general or thinking about thoughts on her or them, he feels like he needs to really add to that balance and like really keep a protection in that. You're welcome, darling. Don't worry about it, honey. Emotionally, he is closed-minded. So he does know that he is closed-minded. He knows that he's shut off from things. He's definitely trying to learn how to not control the situation, not to control it in any means, physically, you know, creating any sort of misery within the relationship. He doesn't want to do that. But, you know, to keep security in the relationship, sometimes he feels as if controlling, you know, every aspect in his life or just in the relationship is helpful. And money, you know, is very secure for the both of them, or maybe just him in general. Over on her end, 8 of Swords, yeah. So when she's feeling the vibe, when she's feeling the relationship, it's talking about, you know, growing a little bit of confidence, you know, day by day, you know, as they get through these issues, you know, as they get through any tough times or tough moments. But there's a little bit of something going on as far as just maybe not seeing everything in the picture. So I'm feeling like she's not looking or addressing everything that is in the picture. She's pretending there's things that, you know, don't involve her. So this would just confirm that grievance in the Oracle card. So I really feel like this is confirming the Oracle just in general. Yeah. So basically, when she's thinking about the situation, she feels like it, you know, sometimes it has no direction. Sometimes she feels like there's a lot of burden here. She feels like there's a lot of stress and like it's an uphill struggle. It's like an upheaval. And for what? And for what? She's very I don't know, like strong when she's, I'm sure. I just feel it. I can feel it. Definitely feel this. Yeah, she just, I mean, if there's an uphill struggle, if she's just like constantly feeling like she's putting in more effort than she's receiving as a, you know, reaping reward type thing, I feel as if like, you know, these past issues, but you know, it's just like, it's kind of like more on her end of things that she's kind of like, you know, I'm not digging this so much. Okay. His current wife. Okay. So, and about his current wife, since he married her because she got pregnant, people believe, oh, so maybe that's what he means. Like maybe he hasn't been addressing the emotional balance in their relationship because, yeah, like when you get married because somebody's pregnant, I mean, sometimes it's that stuff's a hit or miss, and it's really up to the couple. It's not up to society to deem a relationship fucked because you get married when you're pregnant. I mean, I was pregnant when I got married, and I mean, I'm not married anymore, but that's not the point. I was married for 15 years. So like we were in it, not just for the baby though. Like, and I'm divorced. It's totally fine though. Okay, let's get into the connection that brought the two of them together. Okay, we've got our 8 of Swords, that is upright, 4 of Wands, and that is upright. So some sort of, this is just indicating to me that this brought them together. Okay, a commitment, a wedding, celebrating some sort of joy and bundle of happiness. You know what I mean? I'm divorced now. Anyway, there was stability here. There was some peace in the romance. There was definitely some sort of commitment because they were brought together by a little bit of joy, a little bit of a happy, exciting time, a community bringing together, two people. And odds are the joy was the baby. I mean, that's just where I'm going with this now. Over on her end, she feels as if they're like, when she got into the relationship, she's feeling like the intentions here was because her troubles with him were kind of in the past. She felt like it was okay to proceed with this celebration, to proceed with the wedding. Okay. And it was easily balanced here for sure. And there was a lot of communication, especially about the things in the past. Okay. It was her incentive here was to move ahead. It was to move forward with this person because she could. I don't think it necessarily was the baby, but I think that had a lot to do with it for sure. But she is aware that this is probably the calm, the peaceful before, a storm hits or, a tower moment hits. Do you think his daughter is the first one he's living with? Okay, I have no idea. Okay. And then he got another one pregnant and then married her. Is that what we're saying? Because I really think that this is the married one, the one he's married to. Oh, you want to know why he broke? Okay, we'll look at that. So just stay here for this reading, and then I'll look into why the hell they broke up. Okay, let's find out here. Getting into any kind of action that the two of them have in interest with each other, kind of where they're at on things. We've got our Knight of Cups and we've got the Sun card, and we're just going to find their likely action towards one another. As far as he goes, he's definitely like really trying to be positive, be very clear in his honesty, be as truthful as possible, because I don't think that was a thing for him all the time. You can be as positive and happy as you want to be, but sometimes you're a liar. I mean, that's just what it is. He wants to be clear in the truth. He does. He wants to push forward movement. So this movement is a forever type of energy. So he's coming into this marriage and staying here. And even within the days, I mean, that's his current energy, is to be with this person forever. Yes, honey. Snap, snap. Over on her end of things, her likely action towards him is definitely going to be an emotional push towards him. She's trying to be a little more sensitive, maybe she's just trying to be a little more romantic. I'm not quite sure, but she's coming, at him with, as much, energy is to not scare him off, if that makes sense. She's really excited about the positive changes he's made thus far. And I feel as if with this Knight of Cups, it's just very, she's just full of knowledge, and she's not like a professional when it comes to this marriage, but she is definitely, getting there. So she's, becoming, deeply connected to this relationship that she has with him, but also within herself and being a wife. I mean, this is a really rad time for her. Let's get into a likely outcome here. We got our Ace of Cups, that is upright, Queen of Wands in reverse. So I was requested to show cards once in a while, and I'm like, listen, I'm already distracted because I'm like ADHD. So I'm like all over the place anyway. But to add cards into it and like to make sure you see them is sometimes a little difficult for me. I'm trying to, push out some of the cards anyway, just taking a little advice. And I talk too much. I was like, okay, I know. I'm like, I'm going to keep talking though. Yes. Okay. Likely outcome here. Again, Ace of Cups up, Queen of Wands is in reverse, Wheel of Fortune is in a reverse. I know. I was like I don't know how you can make this stuff up though, like at all. You can't really. Okay, so a likely outcome here for me is definitely some sort of new beginning, something of, getting into a place where it's like the spark was ignited because it was lacking, but then he was trying harder, and now it's seemingly like that the spark is going to dwindle a little bit within the next month or so. And she's really wanting to show up. She's hoping they both show up, but it's like, what else could we both really focus on here? And that's just kind of the likely intention for the two of them. It would be that there's just like an unpredictability about it, and it's like it's almost as if she feels like maybe there's no responsibility being taken by him, or again, resonating vice versa. But she's coming at this with an abundance. She's going to be as creative as possible, especially when they're getting into this new beginning to, recycle their love, really get in and restore things. But she wants to make it new again, new insight, new perspective. I mean, might as well get in there and grow something, huh? Grow a baby? Just kidding. She wants to grow closer to him, though. No baby cards, actually, except for this. Well, son. Anyway, yeah, as long as, they both take some sort of responsibility and stay within this new start energy and this momentum and this intention, they're going to be just fine. I hope that you all enjoyed that reading. I'm going to get into the reading. Let's just kind of find out what's going on in the relationship between him and his ex-baby mom, because that would be an interesting one. I want to see how maybe things were landed with that. It's a good idea. All right, let's figure this out. Okay, I'm going to shuffle, and we're just going to get the energy all over these cards. You don't think they'll have another baby? I got to pop my ears, you guys. Hold on. Okay. Y'all, it is snowing where I live. It was so nice yesterday. I woke up and I was roaming around, and I literally went to go get a coffee at Starbucks, and I was like, it snowed like a lot. It is so snowy. It's better that you won't shut the fuck up. It's better. Listen, the one thing that nobody can tell me how much to say or what to say, or I can pull back on certain reins, but as far as my intuition and like the way that I am, that's probably the entertaining part of it. So I'm not going to take away that. Hell no. All righty. We are going to get into this reading. We're going to find out the connection that brought the two of them together. So if any of you could actually maybe find the name of her or maybe her zodiac sign, I'll give it a few minutes here. I'm actually going to look too. I would rather have something more authentic as far as like knowing her zodiac sign. At least, and maybe a name, just kind of put that energy all over the cards. Y'all, you guys better be ready for some Chris Evans reading. I got a Chris Evans tarot card reading today too. His current, oh, was she? Cool. April Fool's Day, huh? Okay, let's try and find his ex, because we just did his current lady whom he's married to. So let's find the lady that he didn't marry. He knocked her up, but he didn't marry her. So that doesn't make any sense. Why would you go ahead and knock somebody up, and for the sake of, our family, we have to get married with the second lady that you knocked up? It's very confusing. Okay, perfect. Yeah. At least a name, anything to kind of just like, tap into a little bit here. I just feel like I'm flailing around like a flag on a flagpole. That is so confusing. It's like, why are you knocking people up and you choose to marry the second one? It's just very weird. It's very weird. Let me look. See, Anya is his wife. And Angela, your guys' name sounds so familiar to ours. So his daughter's name is Angela, though. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get an oracle reading. Just kind of thinking back on his past, just thinking back on, whom he made a human life with is pretty significant. Just kind of understanding, wondering about it, and being nosy as fuck, of course. And just asking that the universe invite us in and tell us all the tea. We want to know the tea. Because if we have no tea, we don't have a good day. Okay. Yee! There was no luck. No luck in this relationship. That's for fucking sure. We didn't really need a card for that. But some more energy within and around this situation from the past and in the future. There was definitely some sort of lack of any kind of strength or courage within the situation, obviously. Just wasn't as, courageous or as strong as an individual maybe that he wished he could have been in those moments, or maybe vice versa, or both of them. But there's definitely some current energy just speaking on life purposes and luck, and there was no luck. It just didn't feel like that was his life purpose, was to be within that situation or marry her. So there was definitely some sort of a gear, like, in which he directed himself because he just knew. We'll confirm that with the reading. I don't know how to explain what I'm feeling here, but let's get into it. Sometimes I just don't know if I'm feeling what it is. It's just very weird. Right there. Okay, so we've got our Two of Pentacles that's in reverse. Knight of Wands. Oh, this is the fuckboy of the deck. Damn it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay. So the connection that brought these two together, just kind of getting some current feelings within the situation, just allowing ourselves to get into some sort of information. So as far as current feelings, yeah. Okay, so I feel as if he might have been older than her, and I feel like even though there was like a power imbalance, I feel like there was definitely lack of discipline, and she feels like that is something that had a lot to do with it. Okay, so there was father issues, and there was definitely some sort of fear of commitment and standing up, and she feels like that is something that he abused as far as authority within the relationship and within them. I don't know what none of that means, because we don't talk about stuff like that in relationships over here. I mean, we talk about specific things, but like the rigid thoughts, she feels like there was a lot of him being really rigid, and he was very like, he kind of pressed the dominance thing, or the power struggle of the age, even though he lacked, any structure. So if that makes sense. She emotionally had a lot of fear of commitment herself, actually, with this Lovers in reverse for her. And she was very biased when it comes to any kind of things going on as far as this power struggle. And there was people around them who were biased also within this power struggle. So this is a huge power struggle between the two of them. Over on his end, he definitely felt like there was adequate balance. He felt like he was trying to be flexible, and he was really trying to adapt to this situation, to adapt and, join in this relationship. But it's just like he wanted to become whole. Again, that life purpose stuff. He didn't want to not be whole. He knew he would feel like he was missing something. Does that make sense? And he emotionally, he definitely was very reckless about the situation. And there was a lot of passion between the two of them, but there were so many delays, and that brought on so much frustration that he just became very impatient, and it created a really unstable relationship. And he's very much in agreement with these cards being read like that. So, I mean, there was an arrogancy, he was reckless with the two of them. He was reckless in general with, her uterus. So, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Is he? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely feel that he's older, but he doesn't feel like he's older. I don't know how to explain that. Okay, the connection that brought the two of them together. Why were they even together? Got Queen of Pentacles that's in reverse. King of Cups, honey. She got together with him because she really expected to meet a really mature, smart individual. And she felt like he gave really, really good advice and they had really good conversations. There was definitely almost like she felt like he was not putting an act on that he emotionally felt for her. She felt as if, this would be a decision that he would make really easily. But again, there was a lot of masculine and not in the greatest way. So the masculinity was probably, pretty fucked up on his end. But she kind of dug him because he was mature. I totally did. Stan likes a tub. I love the bathtub. That's funny. I like your name. Over on his end, he felt like he couldn't do it. There was just nothing. He was kind of being greedy in the situation. He's being extremely passive, but he felt like he could not love himself in this relationship. And his self-love was required. He needed to get away from this situation. Yeah, I totally did Caleb's. Yeah. And I loved the photo I picked. I didn't know he was on Stranger Things. My daughter watches that. So she's been digging. She really likes all those. Okay, so let's get in like some sort of intention from the two of them. Like why, like where are they headed? Like what kind of energy are they giving each other right now? Okay, we got our Eight of Swords upright and we've got our Ten of Wands that's in reverse. That's funny. That was in his ex-wife's reading too. She felt burdensome also. She felt like she was carrying all the weight too. Okay, so basically the intention that he's coming with and has been coming with is definitely shame. He feels like he has a lot of shame around the situation. And he feels like he, even in that moment or in moments in his life, he's hard to love. And he doesn't always need that though either. So there is a frustration and he kind of feels like he's fucking over it basically. And there is a breakup for sure. But he feels like he just, he's like, I just don't know what else to bring to the situation. You can't bring much because, I mean, you can't. And he, the bad influence here he feels is him in himself. He takes responsibility for this. But when you're aware and you don't do anything about it, it's like, where are you at then with that? Yeah, he's just frustrated. He just doesn't want to see exactly all of it though, I know my daughter loves it. I don't watch it because Winona Ryder bothers me. And she was like in the first couple, and I was like, done. Turned it off. Okay. Over on her end of things, she's definitely coming at him with she wants to come at him with some sort of closure, but she feels very blocked emotionally and even thinking wise, or struggling to get thoughts out to him, and she can't carry on. She feels the same way. She can't continue this if this is how it's going to be all the time. And she already blames herself for the situation. So her intentions here, or, the energy that they push towards each other is just a lot of like, taking responsibility, but like, I don't really want to deal with it type thing. It's, they had a kid and that's all. It's like, move on. Does his ex That I don't know, but I do know that these two cards are very exhausting. So I feel as if they're both really, really struggling to like even make it to each other. I'm sure they have something arranged, but as far as like, let's get a likely outcome the next month or so. Nine of Pentacles, Two of Swords, both reversed. Queen of Cups, that is an upright. Okay. So I don't think they're going to talk about much. I mean, the conflict needs to be dealt with, and they both kind of like suck the life out of each other, and they both really suck at healing. I mean, quite honestly, it's like very difficult for them to like get into a conversation, find some sort of balance and healing in the relationship, and that's just kind of where it's at. And a likely outcome is just showing that, hey, you know, this is going to be brought up, but it's like a continued fight. This is just constantly like a bickering situation. Yeah. And like there's a reckless spending. He feels like she recklessly spends, and probably, you know, the child support check. He's probably like, don't be spending all, you know, but it's like not your business what she does with it, because that's like a reimbursement type thing. He feels like she lives beyond her means and is unable to really like chill out. He wants her to relax. I can't, when men say that to women, I'm just like, you have no clue how fucked up life would be if I took a fucking sleeping pill and relaxed for a month. Okay. You have no idea how much I actually do. So yeah, it's definitely giving me like, they don't really care about each other. There's no support here. She doesn't want to rush into anything, and she didn't want him to rush into anything. She feels like there's definitely a feminine power around them. And that's a Queen of Cups. That could definitely be some energy that his wife is carrying. She might have some of that stuff in her birth chart, specifically Cancer. And she knows the truth about everything. So there's like a truth or a knowing, and she's definitely biting on that. That's something that she's claiming, you know, and she's trying to be as mature as possible, but she just feels like there was a rush for the two of them to get into things. And now there's this, you know, powerful feminine hanging around, and it's very much bothering her. So she, you know, she knows the truth of the situation, and she knows the information that she needs to know. And he's just like, don't spend all the child support. So that's a likely outcome, you guys. Oh, I don't know. I think it's her acting. When they're terrible actors, I can't go on. I can't continue on. It's just a thing of mine. And sometimes they ruin the whole fucking movie. Like Jessica Biel, like sometimes her performances are dead on, but when she sucks, it's like she sucks the life out of the movie. Does that make sense? I'm just like, I can't deal with it. I cannot deal with this. Okay, y'all, I am out of here with this reading. I'll be popping back up on live again. I've got a couple celeb readings to do, as well as finishing up my love predictions for May. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hurried and tried to get this out to you guys. So we got to hopefully answer everything. People are going to be pissed when they missed out on this one, because this was a good read. It was a fun time. So please go ahead and hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot if you would, please, and thank you. Click that bell. Don't miss any of your future tarot card readings here at Hangman Tarot, as well as share, like, and follow when you check out the video that does pop up on the upload. Go ahead and click on it. Other than that, thanks guys for coming in. I love it. It's exciting. We'll see you all later. Stay warm.